Newly promoted Sunderland FC are currently 4th place after 6 game weeks with 11 points and already challenging the established Premier League sides. Can they keep up this incredible rise to success? Last season they barely got promoted, collating only 76 points, which, if you look at the top 2 teams, is not a lot, obviously. A lot of fans are probably hoping that this new era of Sunderland FC would be kind of led, I guess you could say, by Job Bellingham, but he left for Dortmund, the first opportunity he got, for only £27 million, which is really not a lot considering Newcastle signed Walter Mad for €80 million. However, Sunderland did recruit effectively, signing key players such as 21-year-old Habib Diarra from Strasbourg for €31.5 million, who has currently featured in half of the games for Sunderland, with him collecting an average match rating of 6.725. Obviously for €31 million we'd expect a lot more, however he is still adjusting to the Premier League and he is young. Although his chance creation hasn't been the best, he is in a top 79 percentile of turnovers from all the Premier League players, showing how he's playing a key part in helping Sunderland actually get the ball up the pitch. Sunderland also recruited Premier League established winger Simon Adingra from Brighton for €24.4 million. You know, I'd say that's a wise transfer, to be honest. Although he only got 2 goals and 2 assists in 29 Premier League appearances last season, he has shown in competitions such as the Carabao Cup that he is able to perform on key occasions, with him collecting 3 goals in 3 matches. This season we haven't really seen it, to be honest, but it's still early days and his Premier League experience can benefit his fellow teammates as well. I'm not sure if it was worth paying around £20 million for him, but I do think he can help Sunderland create some chances. Olafi joined Sunderland from Roma for €23 million. The 25-year-old French central midfielder did help Roma achieve Europa League football, which that's relatively standard for them, but you know, it's still something. I must acknowledge that he only played 6 games for Roma last season, so I'm not sure if he'll be the standout central midfielder that, you know, we would see somebody like Elliot Anderson level, who helped Nottingham Forest achieve a top 8 finish last season. He did join Sunderland in January last season, where he did play 18 games, playing a key part in their promotion charge. In that time he only got 1 goal and 3 assists, so maybe he doesn't provide as many assists as he could. However, for just about under £20 million, I think that's a decent bit of business. Some other signings that they made were Brian Brobby from Ajax for €20 million. He's obviously a young striker with a lot of potential. I think I'm not sure if he could get double-digit goal contributions this season, but I think he is capable of doing it. He hasn't shown that currently, but obviously it's still early in the season. We also have Talbi joining from Club Brugge for €20 million. He's young, he has pace, he has some experience in the Belgian league, which I think can help him a lot, but I don't expect him to be a standout winger. I think he'll just be good enough to maybe keep Sunderland out. And the last transfer I'm going to talk about is Granit Xhaka from Leverkusen for €15 million. I'm sure every Premier League fan is well aware who Granit Xhaka is. He made quite a name for himself at Arsenal. He did very well at Leverkusen, obviously helping them have that unbeaten season, well, almost unbeaten season. I think he's an excellent addition for them. Genuinely, he might be the difference between them getting 17th and 15th. He just brings that Premier League experience into this very young side. And this also shows you that they did invest heavily, seeing as they've also made numerous other transfers as well. Sunderland kick-started their campaign off with a dominant 3-1 win over West Ham, with Mayenda scoring Sunderland's first goal back in the Premier League in the 61st minute, then Daniel Ballard making it 2-0 in the 73rd minute, and then Isidore finished it off in the 92nd minute. I did watch this game and it was absolute cinema. They did lose their second game 2-0 to fellow promotion side Burnley, but I think that might be an outlier, as if we look at the next few games, yes, they did lose in the Carabao Cup to Huddersfield 6-5 on penalties, but I think they're mainly locked in on the Premier League because they beat established Premier League side Brentford 2-1 with actually Igor Thiago giving Brentford the lead in the 77th minute, But then Enzo Lafi capitalised on a penalty opportunity and scored it, and then Isidore finished it off in the 96th minute, giving Sunderland a last-second win. They followed this up with a 0-0 draw with Crystal Palace, which, to be fair, they give Crystal Palace quite a fight for their money. And in the 5th game week, they had to accept a 1-1 draw with Aston Villa, where Matty Cash did open the scoring in the 67th minute. And Isidore again, what an absolute baller. He has scored once again in the 75th minute. However, Sunderland had to be quite defensive in this game, seeing as Mandava got a red card in the 33rd minute. However, if they didn't get that red card, I feel they could have actually won this game. And most recently, well, at the time of recording, so Sunderland beat Nottingham Forest 1-0 with Omar Alderete scoring in the 38th minute. I mean, to be fair, Nottingham Forest are kind of in a mess right now. And as of recording, they're facing Manchester United tomorrow at 3 p.m. And to be honest, I think that's a game that Sunderland could win. And Isidore looks like he could be going for a 15-goal season in the Premier League. I know this seems quite ambitious, but they could finish in the top 10, but not Champions League, but maybe 9th, something like Nottingham Forest last season.